Hello everybody, welcome back to Tarot Therapy. It's me, Lauren, here to do our tarot spread of the day for today. Yay! And it's getting closer and closer to Christmas, so I just wanted to throw in some holiday spirit for you guys. I'm excited to be back. I'm loving these new Tarot of the Day videos, and I'm looking forward to the one we're doing today. So the one that we're doing today is, drum roll please, the Recognizing Your Needs. Let's just look at it up close. The Recognizing Your Needs spread, again by Emerald Lotus Divination. And as you can see, it's a 5-card spread, and I'll be looking at what is something that's needed right now, something that can be done to facilitate these needs, how I can get better at recognizing the needs, how something to be more aware of about your needs, and how to better communicate needs with others. And it is definitely the holiday season, so there's a lot going on, and a lot of us are dealing with a lot of expectations that are being put on us by others during this season. So I thought it would be good to take a moment and dedicate some time to focusing on what our individual needs are. Now, this is a general message, so if it resonates with you, then listen through. If not, maybe there will be something. If it doesn't right away, there might be something in there that does click or that plants the seed that's needed. So stick with me. And if you're here, this is a new channel, so your support, I love making these videos. It's something I'm really dedicated to, and really brings me a lot of joy. But your support means everything to me, because I am putting a ton of time into this. So if you would, click like down below and subscribe. Leave me a comment and let me know what you think. It means the world to me when you guys do that. So let's go ahead and get started, shall we? I think we shall. Okay, so well, right before we get started, there's one other thing I wanted to show you guys. So we know that I have a background in psychology. I have a degree in psychology. I'm a total psych nerd, right? It's not letting me. Let me pause. Okay, so this is what I wanted to show. So since what we're doing is we're doing a spread about recognizing our needs, I want to go ahead and just show this to everyone about all of the human, like the needs that every single human being has, in a hierarchy here. And, there's much more than that when you dig down, but, the physiological needs for safety, love and belonging. So we've got love, we've got your relationship with yourself and your community. We've got kind of money, family, immediate resources, paying the bills, things like that, having a roof over your head, which also goes into, our physiological needs. Most people are pretty familiar with Maslow's hierarchy. And then, of course, the self-actualization as a need. These are not, like, you don't have to, you can have self-actualization while you're hungry, or while you are sleep deprived, or while, you don't have the shelter that you would like. So they're not completely dependent upon each other. And if you'll notice, they're kind of the chakra colors as well, but they just kind of cut off before we get to what would be the third eye, and then the crown chakra, which are all kind of wrapped up into this blue here. So let's go ahead and keep going. Okay, so I'm going to move these so I can shuffle, and we can start our spread here. 4 minutes, 26 seconds in. So the first thing we're looking at is, what is something I need right now? So Spirit, be with us. If you would, we pray that the cards that are meant to come out, the cards that present themselves, that the message that's meant to be heard today by the audience is the message that is from you. Okay? So what is something I need right now? I'm going to start out with the Soul's Journey deck. So, starting out, bottom of the deck is empathy. Top of the deck is failure. So, with that, of course, as I usually explain, bottom of the deck energy is going to speak to the things that we feel deep inside that we may not exactly express, but it could be a deep personal aim, objective, or innate quality that we have, where failure might be the way it's being expressed in the world around us, the way we feel that that the influence of our external environment is influencing our innate sensibilities. So just to go ahead and read the lessons, failure, understand that a mistake is only an opportunity to learn. We all make mistakes constantly. We will make mistakes again. We will continue to learn from them, and then they just become opportunities for continued growth. Learning more and more how to meet our own needs. And then empathy says, I am open to seeing both sides of a situation, which is wonderful if on the presentation is failure, to have self-empathy and self-compassion. That's necessary. That's a survival skill that we should all have. Emotional survival is very important. What is something you need right now? Okay, 2 cards came out. 2 cards fell. They were face down. Oh, wow, like 6, so we're not going to take those at all. So what we have here, and it just goes, 1 through here. So for the change and purpose. So the first card here, change, says, I understand that nothing can grow or evolve without movement. Then there's that beautiful mandala. It's the orange color of the sacral chakra. Also, in our Maslow's hierarchy, it's the color of our safety needs. So maybe there's something in your immediate environment that you need to change. And we're going to figure out what that is. So I understand that nothing can grow or evolve without change or movement. So there's definitely change going on, right? And it is that time. Change always happens, but this time of year, it tends to be especially impactful. And then purpose. I know what I'm here to do. So maybe what you need is certainly an intentional change. You don't want that change to be forced upon you in any way. And then we've got purple here, which indicates the brow or third eye chakra, speaking to having, a knowledge of, that sense of purpose. You know things about the unknown through your third eye, right? That's our intuition. So the need is to intuitively understand. Something that's needed right now is to intuitively understand the changes that need to be made. Now for the next question, something I can do to facilitate my needs. All right, we still have failure at the bottom now it's at the bottom of the deck, right? Understanding that mistakes are only an opportunity to learn. So that energy here, opening up the space for the cards to respond to this next question about something that can be done to facilitate your needs, is just learning. Staying true, knowing your purpose, making changes, learning from mistakes. And then the top card here is grief, which is also the orange color of the sacral chakra and safety needs. So grief can often be experienced. It's the experience of loss of something to which you were, you loved, you cared greatly about. The message says, I understand that losing something is an opportunity to appreciate. So change is happening, and it's because maybe there's been a failure and you're grieving that, and there's change happening, but what you need is to cling to and to maintain a very strong sense of purpose, because that hasn't changed. Okay, so something I can do to facilitate my needs. Yep. Okay, so the card that came out, oh my gosh. So we had grief and failure, right? And now the card that comes out in response to the question is regret. I know that I cannot change the past. So something you can do to facilitate your needs is to allow yourself, to acknowledge you have some regrets and to learn from those, right? And to embrace it and don't let pride get in the way, right? That happens pretty often. So something you can do to facilitate your needs is just experience your feelings about whatever it is behind you. Okay. Okay, now we have on the bottom of the deck, moving into the next question of how can I get better at recognizing my needs. The bottom of the deck is grief. So that was on the top before, I believe. Yeah, it was. And now it's on the bottom of the deck. So that shows a progression here, and it shows consistency, which is good. It means that the cards are giving the messages that we are supposed to be receiving. Okay. How can I get better at recognizing my needs? So the bottom of the deck that's how you really feel. That's what's really going on, and that's what may be inhibiting you, and also maybe that which is motivating you to move forward and get past this state. And on the top of the deck, what a wonderful response to that. So choosing to be happy, right? You get to choose to be happy when you move forward, when you allow yourself to experience things fully and internally process it. Then you go from grief and you can begin to find happiness again. And the green of this card indicates heart chakra. So your heart can start to be awake again and experience joy and love, rather than being so encumbered with maybe past mistakes and changes that are happening that are difficult to adapt to. But maintaining that purpose, sense of purpose, is what will enable happiness. The message on the card for happiness is, I'm aware that being happy means that I'm on the right path. Very, very good. Okay, so the card, we're going to shuffle now for the card that presents itself as to how I can get better at recognizing my needs. Spirit, how? All right. Oh, we've got two cards again, and the guy that almost, I like it. It was the peace card, but he didn't. I'm big on, you got to show your face for these cards. So how can I get better at recognizing my needs? And the first thing here is health, right? Physical health, mental health, emotional health, spiritual health, all of these things. Social health even. So the message is, I will honor the physical vessel that enshrines my soul, right? So all of the other aspects that I just mentioned do affect you physically. It's all connected, okay? So to better recognize your needs, pay attention to your physical body. Pay attention to how you physically feel about things. And then the second card that came out is forgiveness. So how can you get better at recognizing your needs? Well, first you have to forgive yourself, right? A lot of us, the idea of having needs makes us feel weak. So forgive yourself for being a human being. Forgive others who may have imposed change. I feel this is really more about self-forgiveness. But just forgive so that you can move forward with a fresh state of mind, with fresh energy, so that whatever it is that you may be having some difficulty letting go of, which is normal and natural, so that you can move forward and honor that, right? Honor that which may have been lost or that may now be behind you, by allowing, this next phase to be like an homage or a shrine, or, it's making it even better so that what's happened in the past is not for naught. And the message here, as you can see, is forgiveness. I acknowledge that harboring resentment blocks the flow of love, right? Okay, so now moving on to the fourth of this 5-card spread. The next question is, let me switch real fast. I'm going to pause so I can do that. Okay, we're back. I wanted you to be able to see this. It's really tiny, but just so you can see it too, so you know what I'm looking at. So the fourth card, something to be more aware of about my needs. So what is there to be awareness? Be aware that it's okay to be happy. Sometimes it's okay to give yourself permission to be happy whenever you're going through periods of great change and transition and difficulty that might cause, doubt, regret, and a need for forgiveness of those things which you regret. Maybe with grief coming up a couple times so far, there has been a loss of someone that you really love, whether it's a romantic relationship, someone in your family, a friendship, a job, anything like that. But when those things are gone, we have to forgive everything, let it go, and because our health responds to us holding on to those negative feelings and thoughts and attitudes. So here, for something to be more aware of, you're coming to be more aware that things don't work out because maybe you weren't really happy with what you were doing. And that's why it didn't work out. That's why change is happening. Or maybe that could be one reason. Now, top of the deck, here we go. Here it is again. You guys, if you guys are really going through a period of grief right now, my heart goes out to you. It will pass. You will be okay. The 5 stages of grief are denial, depression, anger, bargaining, and then acceptance. So focus on that. Be aware of what you're going through and give yourself permission to go through it. And focus on, have an intention of getting to a place of peace and acceptance. Okay? So that's the top and bottom of the deck energy as we go into what the card's message is for something to be more aware of about your needs. That you need to be happy, and to be happy, you need to let go of grief. Maybe you're starting to feel the happiness, but grief being on top, you're still kind of acting like you had been when you were in the full throes of that grief. So, something to be more aware of about my needs. Something to be more aware of. Okay. Oh, wow. Of course. So we've got balance. I bring a state of perfect harmony. Into my world, and I do so without judgment. So everything that you've been through, you're finding balance, and from there, there's so much growth ahead. That's really a great card. Okay. I'm happy for y'all, for all of us, because the only thing constant in life is change. Everybody's going through transitions, in one way or another. So for the final card, the 5th card, which speaks to how to be better communicating your needs with others. Hello, grief, my old friend. Okay, right? Do y'all know that song? It's Nolder's song. It's a good one. Grief is here again. That's still there. Sometimes, like grief, we talk about closure, but you never really get closure. You just sort of, it stays with you. And you learn to reframe, or you learn to focus on other things, depending on the nature of the grief. So grief has been here this whole time, recognizing your needs. So you need to allow yourself to grieve, for sure. So that's bottom of the deck energy. Top of the deck energy is, with all this change going on, we've got forgiveness, health, regret, balance, purpose being the very first card, coming back to balance. But here we have adversity, speaking to how you can communicate your needs with others. So don't be scared of being honest about your struggle, okay? There are tons of amazing counselors. There are tons of people and groups out there who are there just to help you. Maybe your local church or whatever it is that you connect with. Find some people who will allow you to be honest about the adversity that you're experiencing. And then the message here, I accept that challenges are the best way to learn. Right? So sticking with your purpose through adversity, through the grief, finding forgiveness for better health, letting go of regrets, and finding balance again. Now, how might better communicate with others? Spirit, how might better communicate with others in this particular situation? How might we better communicate with others? Interesting. How might we better communicate with others? Well, I'm shuffling here, and these cards may not be wanting to communicate. That might be like representative of us not, when you're going through a grieving process, it's hard, like you might still have your sense of purpose, but it's hard to communicate when it's, you've got this cloud over everything, or you've got this sort of weight of grief that pulls you inside of yourself. Communication can be very difficult. So how might we better communicate with others? What is it? Okay. Wow. And the card that fell out is grief. I'm so sorry, you guys. Like, just know that you're loved. Okay. If there's no one else in your life right now who's telling you that, I'm telling you that. Okay. You are loved. And you matter. And you deserve to be heard. And it's okay to be hurt. And it's okay to accept compassion. And your pain is not weakness. Your pain is the source of strength. It can be the source of strength. It's what builds your character, or builds your ability to be there for others who are in pain later, builds your ability for empathy, which is a card that showed up earlier. So, I mean, the fact that this card kept showing up as top or bottom of deck energy, I think it does, you need to talk to people about what you're going through. Okay, you really do. You need to talk to people about what you're going through. And after that, let's take a look. So, bottom of deck energy, we have adversity again. And that's what grief often feels like. You're going through adversity, like things, it kind of feels like unfair, or, it absolutely feels unfair that something's been taken away from you, and that you're being challenged to have to figure out a new way to live, a new way to be, a new way to look at the world, because something that was that important to you is gone in the form that you've known it to be. That doesn't mean it's gone forever, just the way you've known it to be. The top of the deck energy is peace. This is acceptance, okay? You can accept that right now, this adversity is temporary, and you have more power than you realize, starting by finding balance through forgiveness and making sure you're taking care of your own health, recognizing your health needs, and allowing your regret to facilitate your needs. Because if you don't allow yourself to feel the regret, you won't move forward. It ends up stunting you, and you deserve to be a whole person. You don't want these challenges in life, these earth-shattering moments of loss can make or break you, or they're pivotal moments. So allow yourself to be honest. That's so crucial. And in the end, the energy that you're bringing forward is, once you allow yourself to get to the place to actually communicate your grief with others, to own it and to really experience it, to let it be real. The adversity inside is met with peace on the outside, saying, I am a being of love and I release all negative energy. I'm going to go ahead and put that there as a clarifier. So I hope you guys enjoyed today's message for the tarot reading of the day. I look forward to seeing you again for our next one. All right. I love you so much. I love you guys more than you know. Everyone who watches, it really, really, I can't say it enough, means the world to me. If you would just show your support and click like down below. Go ahead and subscribe. I'm going to have the subscription button somewhere on the page. And if you liked this one, maybe give another video a try. Let me know what you think, okay? If you don't like it, if it helped you, if this seems like a good place to start communicating some of the things you need to talk to other people about, I'm here for you. I've been through a whole lot. I've experienced a lot of loss in my life as well. And if you need a compassionate person in your life, I'm happy to be that person for you. So I love you. I love you. I love you. Stay blessed. Stay well. You can get through this. You can do this. You are stronger than you think. You are braver than you think. You're more beautiful than you think. And you are loved way more than you could ever imagine. Okay. Until next time. Bye from Lauren with Tarot Therapy.